Good morning, DownEast Christian Church. I'm here to present to you a new project that we are undertaking this summer, something that I'm going to ask for your help on. Journey with me as we learn about our foundations. What you're looking at here is the north wall of our church building. I don't know how many of you have walked past that recently, but what you're seeing here is some damage to the north wall. One of the pieces of granite upon which our church sits is actually caving in. And the wall, and you can see where the window is actually tilted and where things are not as they should be. And this is something that we, as the leadership here of the church, me and the board, have decided that we want to fix. We want to preserve our building. For those of you who do not know, this year we are celebrating the completion of 125 years of gospel ministry through the ministry of DownEast Christian Church. That's right. Our church was founded in 1894 as the Advent Christian Society of Harrington. But our building actually predates that. I was looking in the records, and it appears that the deed was transferred in 1891 for the meeting house in which the Advent Christian Church started, this sanctuary that we are sitting in today. And so we actually are sitting in a sanctuary that has housed the worship of God for years and years, over 125 years to be exact. And this Foundations initiative is really part of preserving history. For 125 years, a gospel preaching church has stood here on the Marshville Road as a witness to this community. And as we look forward to the future, we want to make sure that for years to come, the gospel goes forth from this church into this community. But to do so, we want to make sure that our foundations are solid. I want to take you underneath the church now to give you an idea of what we're looking at. The problem goes far beyond just simply a moved granite block on the side of the building. We're actually looking deep into the foundations of the worship center in which we sit today. You're looking at the north wall here now, down underneath the church. And notice with me the foundation upon which this church stands. You'll see the granite block at the top, and then down below you'll see a number of stones, a stone wall, upon which those granite blocks stand. Notice how the blocks and the stones have moved over the years, and how the different shapes that they take, and the different dimensions, and even some of them you can see have moved and are not as solid as they once were. This is part of what we're going to correct. All of this stone will actually be dug out and replaced with a solid foundation. This is just another look at that wall, kind of zoomed in on further down the wall. You can kind of see the window, and it's hard to see. You may not be able to make it out, but the window is kind of crooked there. And you'll also notice some of the light spots poking through. Those are light spots that are actually shining through the stones, through the foundation. Here you can just get another look at the stones upon which the church sits, and the stones that we're looking to replace with a solid foundation. So what you're looking at right here is actually the west wall of our church. The west wall was already replaced years ago. The church hired Paris Hammond to come in and put a new wall in on that west side. And they dug out all the stone, they took out the granite, and built this beautiful concrete wall. And that's exactly what we're going to do on the north side this time. On the north wall, we're going to dig out all the stone that we saw, that stone wall. We'll remove the granite, the large pieces of granite, and in its place, they're going to pour concrete foundations and install concrete blocks. It'll be similar to what you see right here. We're going to have Paris Hammond help us again, and he's going to hire Junkins Concrete. We've hired Junkins Concrete to come and pour a new foundation and install a new wall on the north side. It will wrap around as well to the front of the building, kind of near the electric meter, for a grand total of 49 feet. 49 feet worth of new foundation wall. And that is going to help us secure the foundations of the building that God has given us here at 147 of Marshville Road. Now, in addition to the foundation of our building, we're also having some work done on our oil tank. Now, if you had gone out behind our building just a few weeks ago, you would have seen that our oil tank was standing on about 2.5 feet of concrete block underneath 12-inch legs, and that was what our oil tank was standing on. Well, the concrete block had begun to disintegrate. And literally, you could touch the blocks and they would literally crumble and fall apart. And so, part of this foundation's initiative is to replace our oil tank and establish it on new foundations. So what you see here is actually a brand new oil tank that will be put in, and then the open space right there alongside the building in front of the little door, there's going to be a concrete slab poured, a brand new concrete slab, a new foundation, and then upon which this brand new oil tank will be placed. And so come winter time, everything will be back up and running to heat our building, and our oil tank will be all within code and on a new foundation. We won't have to worry about the concrete blocks falling apart or any of that. We're going to have a new foundation, not just for our building, but even for our heating source and our oil tank as a part of this foundation's initiative. So what are we looking to raise for this project? Why am I coming to you this morning? I'm coming to you this morning because we are looking to raise around $10,000 to help cover the cost of these repairs. That may seem like a lot. You may be sitting there going, how in the world am I supposed to be a part of a $10,000 project, Pastor Jake? But I want to break it down for you and put it this way. It's only 10 people giving $1,000. That's 20 people giving $500. That's 40 people giving $250. The reality is if we all do our very best, God will supply the rest. But we want to give you an opportunity to sow into the work of God here at DownEast Christian Church. Not just with your tithes and your offerings, as you so faithfully do week in and week out, but over and above to give a sacrificial offering to help preserve the 125-year heritage of gospel ministry that was planted here as a seed in the heart of a faithful few in 1894. Let's continue that legacy, and I would ask you to pray. What would God have me to do? What would God have me to do? Sunday, July 26th, we're going to be taking up a special offering to help with this project. We're also hoping to involve others in the community. We know there are many, many who have been touched by the ministry of DownEast Christian Church, and previously the Advent Christian Church, through the years. And so we want everyone to play a part in preserving the history of our meeting house and our worship center here at 147 Marshville Road. Please be praying what God would have you to do and prepare your best gift for Sunday, July 26th. And tell your friends in the community. If you know someone that you know would love to support this project and believes in this church, even though they may not attend here, maybe they've attended here in the past, or had a significant life event happen here, people that have been married here and whatnot, please tell them about this project and share, and let's all come together and be a part of the Foundation's initiative. Prepare your best gift for Sunday, July 26th.